and it's probably a little hard to see, but she does have a white peg. So I spent $100 on an LPS. This isn't exactly my proudest moment, however, I don't think I regret this. Hey guys, it's me George here, and welcome to today's video. Today's video, I guess you could actually say, is a continuation of my LPS.
Going on eBay shopping for LPS. I always forget what the name of it is, but it's like really something really simple. Like,
either way, back at the end of August, I posted a video, actually a day before my birthday, which was on the 20th of August. I turned 14, if you guys don't know. Either way, I posted a video just going, going through eBay, shopping for some LPS, looking at what I wanted to get, because, it was my birthday and I wanted to treat myself. And my the main thing I wanted to get out of that eBay shopping sort of thing, was Collies. So I really wanted some more Collies, because I actually only have 2 Collies and then 11 Great Danes. But Collies are also, like, super popular, and I mean, honestly, I'm not too crazy over the Collies, especially, like, the girl Collies, or, like, what are, like, mainly considered as girls. However, this specific Collie that I actually ordered and received, I've actually wanted for such a long time. Like, she's been one of my kind of dream Collies. So I was really glad to finally get her and, have her to look at. So there was a specific listing featured in that eBay shopping video that was slightly controversial because the pet was $100. At least in the video, I think I said she was only like $80. However, with shipping, because she was from the US, and if you guys don't know, I do live in Australia, and shipping from the US is pretty expensive. So either way, eventually, shipping was pretty expensive. The pet was obviously expensive, and she did cost up to $100. And I mean, that's a lot of money. So, I just wanted it to be, like, completely guaranteed that she was an authentic pet, because I wasn't so sure if she was really a freak. I mean, I thought she was real, but honestly, you can never really trust eBay sometimes, and I've never bought from the seller before. I've never actually bought from the US before in LPS, just because, they're so far away and shipping is expensive. So, yeah. Either way, so in that video, I asked for your guys' opinions. Did you think this pet was real or fake? Again, I thought she was real, but you can just never trust eBay sometimes. So I also asked you guys, because I feel like some of you guys are probably more, experts on identifying fake LPS. So most of you guys said she is authentic, and, some of you have even bought from the seller before and says, she sells authentic pets. However, there were still a few comments saying, that's a crazy expensive price, it's a fake pet, so I was honestly really scared, but I eventually bought her anyway. Either way though, here she finally is. Bam! So this is my new Collie. She came way earlier than I expected her. I think I ordered her on like the 6th of August, the 26th, and she came on the 6th of September. So, I mean, like, I honestly, like, on the listing, it said she could, like, come, like, in October, which I was honestly preparing for that, because I bought from, like, eBay sellers before, and the shipping's just taken forever, but she actually came very quickly. Again, the shipping was expensive, but I mean, all shipping from the US is usually really expensive anyway. But either way, disregarding all the shipping and the costs and stuff, guys, can we just take a look at this Collie? Like, I love this Collie so much, and again, like, I'm not too crazy over the Collies, but I've always really loved this Collie, and I'm honestly so happy to have her. And like, she looks like such good quality. She's in such good condition. She looks authentic. But there are also a lot of fake LPS that look very authentic. So we're gonna do like some fake LPS comparisons and stuff here in this video, but just take a moment to admire her. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this pet. I just love, kind of just the neutral colors. Like, I always just love neutral colors on pets. She is, just a very simple pet. And, like, she was a blind bag pet, I'm pretty sure. So, usually those pets were pretty simple. And I don't know, I think she's just a really simple, pretty LPS. I love the colors. I really like her eyes. And the little pink nose. Either way, before we do any fake LPS comparisons, let's look at also the other accessories that she came with. BAM! Did it stick? Sorry, I just really like doing that. So, this is the first accessory she came with. It is this little, kind of ice cream thing for the Generation 3 Rollaroos. Do you guys remember these? They were so weird. They were like these little, like, kind of tiny balls that came with the G3 pets. And they were really weird. They rolled a lot. Either way, you can just pop the little Rollaroos out, and it's really creepy thinking of them now. But that was pretty normal back in like 2013 to 14 when the G3s were out. It's weird. Either way, this listing also came with this little kind of like ice cream, again, sundae kind of topping, which I initially thought was actually supposed to go on to this, but I eventually did some research, and turns out this is actually supposed to be a hat for the Generation 3 pets. Either way, so this is the hat, and it's just very big. Oh. I don't know why, this is very large. I mean, even for like a regular sized pet, obviously this is like a kitten, so it's a smaller. But I mean, seriously, this is like just really big and obnoxious. These were the smaller accessories that she came with, which she also came with a pink Starbucks mug, but I can't find it, so go me. But actually, in my last package video, I got the exact same pink Starbucks mug, which is pretty funny. Pretty funny coincidence. And the most exciting accessory she came with is the outfit. So this is the outfit that she came with, and as you can see, it's got a very red and pink theme going on. The bow is really big, and it's also very glittery, but the glitter, I don't think, doesn't come off that easily, so that's good. And the star, I like the star on it, actually. She also has this little red necklace, which is really tight, actually, and there's no actual, like, opening for it, so you actually have to put it across the whole body, and then on their neck, and again, it's really tight, like, it's literally just on there. She also has this pink lace dress, and honestly, like, it's not the best LPS dress I've ever seen, but I mean, it's alright, and I feel like it would be actually pretty useful. So I'm actually excited for that. Either way, now that we have the pet herself and all the accessories out the way, we need to find out the truth. Even though I really like this collie, and I think she's authentic, again, this could all be lies, and she could be a fake. Alright, now let's look at a couple accusations. So for me, honestly, like, just from the first glance, she does look very authentic. I mean, like, the eyes are glossy, the paint job is just, you know, kind of normal, like, good Hasbro quality, and I mean, the pet herself, she does feel authentic, she doesn't feel cheap, she just feels like kind of the regular kind of LPS material. However, with the actual quality of the pet being so great, she was listed as a used pet, or at least I'm pretty sure she was, and I mean, if you're gonna buy used LPS off eBay, usually, you know, especially an older pet like a G2 pet, usually they'll be like a little worn out because, again, they're used and have been played with in the past. However, you know, when I got her, and I mean, she's still in great condition. I mean, when I got her, she was in perfect condition, and there's literally not even a flaw in her. So, I mean, is she maybe too perfect? That's the real question. Because, I mean, a lot of fake LPS, when you get them, they are in perfect condition because they are actually new, even if they're listed as used. Because, obviously, they just came out of, you know, like the fake factory or whatever they're made. And they're just made to look real and authentic, and so they're in perfect condition. So, I mean, that honestly could be a sign that she is a fake. She's in, again, very pristine, perfect condition. However, she also was listed at $100, so I mean, like, maybe it's just because she's in such good condition, I mean. Either way, another thing listed in my original eBay shopping video was the bottom, because I feel like a big way to identify fake LPS is from the bottom. As you can see, it says copyright 2007 Hasbro, China, and it has like this little code at the bottom, and also it has this little G at the end. Now, a lot of people say that after that little code, if it has a G, that means it's a fake LPS. However, some pets have this and some pets don't. Whoa, Splash, this is so zoomed up, but seriously guys, take this short here for example, which, sorry, it's not that clear, but I actually got her like brand new in the box, and she, you know, obviously doesn't have that G on the end. She's a Generation 1 pet because she has the magnets, and she doesn't have the G or the code on the end. However, there are also Generation 2 pets because of the hole, that do have that little code at the end too, but without the G. And there are some pets that do have that little code and the G at the end. And this is also a short hair that I did receive brand new unboxing. There are actually unboxing channels for these pets, unboxing videos on my channel for these pets, and she fell. I don't know why these codes are at the bottom of these pets. It is just like some Hasbro stuff that no one cares about, but it really just depends on what era they're from. I think that a lot of like the common fake LPS assumptions, like, you know, the whole thing with the pegs, or even that little print at the bottom of their feet, or again, the G at the end of the code, I think a lot of those assumptions are about kind of the Generation 1 pets, or at least the pets with the magnets. Some of you guys also call them G2 pets. I personally call them G1 pets. But either way, a lot of those assumptions go for these pets, which not all LPS follow. And take, for example, probably the most popular assumption for fake LPS, or one of the most popular, is what color is the little peg inside their neck. Now, a lot of people say if there's a clear peg in the neck, that means they're an authentic pet. I know this isn't probably the best shot, however, I think you guys can tell that there's a clear clear, transparent peg in this neck. And a lot of people say pets that have white pegs like this are fake. And it's probably a little hard to see, but she does have a white peg. However, this assumption shouldn't be used as often because there are actually quite a few LPS that do have white pegs that are authentic. Actually, this little pet that I showed as an example who had a white peg, I actually got her in stores actually years ago. So she's, definitely authentic, and she has a white peg. It's not many pets that have the white pegs. However, in this year, because she's number, I think it was like 2,452, especially in the LPS with like the 2000s numbers, they were the last kind of generation of like the old LPS before the G3, which we don't want to talk about. I honestly had like a mini heart attack when I saw that she had a white peg. But then I realized that she is actually in the era where the pets had white pegs, so I'm really glad. I actually only found out that I thought it was only like the Boblin style pets like George that had white pegs. You can't really see, but he does have a white peg there. And I thought it was only the Boblin style pets that had white pegs, but like 2 days before I received her, I found out that there's actually a lot more LPS that do have white pegs. And I mean, if I didn't know that, I would have literally had a heart attack. So I'm really glad to know that she's actually supposed to have a white peg, and because like guys, I don't think that should be an assumption that's thrown around so often, because again, there are a lot of LPS that have white pegs, and again, I honestly only initially thought it was the Boblin style pets that did, but turns out there was actually a lot more pets that did. And I only found this out like 2 weeks ago or something, so it should just be used, I mean, less often. I mean, if you're talking about G1 LPS or earlier pets, like, okay, like that's a common assumption. But I mean, for like G2, like pets in the 2000s, they should have white pegs. So, from what it looks like so far, this pet is authentic. However, many LPS out there today, they look really authentic. Like, you can't hardly tell sometimes when a pet is real or fake, especially if you're looking at images on eBay. And so, I don't know, maybe this collie is authentic, or she just could be a really good replica of a real LPS. And so, the best way to identify if a pet is real or fake is comparing them to a real version of the same pet. So guys, for the final test to see if she's real or fake, let's compare her to a real collie. So the collie that I'm going to be comparing her to is Collie 58, which, I mean, just before I put these two next to each other, I want to quickly mention that, Collie 58 and Collie 2542, or whatever her number is, there's a big difference between that. I mean, Collie 58 was one of the first collies, and then Collie, whatever her number is one of the last collies, or at least one of the last collies that were, released as the G2 LPS. So there will be those little differences between them, but mostly they should be the same. And okay, so I have these two next to each other, and I mean, she's like the same. Because I mean, a lot of the time with fake LPS, they could be, different sizes, or, shapes even. But their size, okay, their sizes themselves, how tall they stand is exactly the same. And their head seems to be the exact same mold. So that is a very good sign. I was honestly really concerned about this test because a lot of the time with fake LPS, their molds have been, like, duplicated, and usually that makes the pet smaller. I mean, I don't really know how it works, but most of the time, I mean, I've seen at least that the pet makes it look smaller to an original pet, but they're exactly the same. They're the exact same standing height, and the heads seem to be the same size. Of course, like, their bodies are a little bit different. Again, you just need to remember that there is, a big, time gap between these two, so there probably will be some minor differences, but, mostly they're the same. So, I mean, again, this wasn't the best pet to compare it to, but it's really all that I had, so, yeah. You can even see the tail is a bit different, but this is, again, a different mold still. But it, again, should be a bit similar. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure with all the information I've gathered and all my comparisons, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that this collie is authentic, and honestly, I could not be happier. It can honestly be really hard to buy LPS on eBay, because it's hard to tell if they're real or fake. I mean, even with all the evidence you can get together, again, fake LPS are getting so good now, that it is hard again. But, there's just nothing, there's no better way to identify a fake LPS, once you have, like, them in real life, and you can compare them side to side with your other pets, even if you don't have, like, the exact same, kind of, I guess, species type of LPS, like, for example, like a Collie, the breed, you can always, you know, compare them to other pets from the same generation, like the whole thing with the white pegs, and I mean, even just the feel of the pet, you know, you can't really feel an LPS through, you know, the eBay pictures and the listings or whatever you're buying from. You know, you can never feel, like, the quality of the LPS if they feel cheap, because they can look really good on the pictures,
But they could be nasty in real life, you know?
Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it probably was a little bit long talking about one LPS, but I mean, guys, fake LPS are getting good, and sometimes it's just gonna take a while to identify and, you know, to make it safe to say if a pet's real or fake. Either way, guys, thank you for watching this video, and thank you if you watched the original LPS eBay shopping video. I will link it up here in
the cards things.
And thank you guys just for helping me along with this little journey of getting this Collie. You know, thank you if you warn me, you know, that she may be fake, or thank you, you know, to recommend that I buy it because she's authentic. Thank you guys for the advice. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I'm happy with this. Again, the pet, she was expensive, but honestly, I'm really glad to have her, and I'm really glad to have an authentic version of her because especially Collies are actually really, really hard to find, you know, authentic versions of on eBay if you're not getting them, like, brand new in the box. Either way, guys, a final thank you for watching this video, and oh yeah, make sure to leave it name suggestions for this Collie because I don't know what to name her. I was thinking maybe like Piper or Hara. I was thinking between the names Piper, Harmony, Harper, or Willow. I don't know, maybe you like that name, or maybe you have a completely different name to suggest. Please leave them down below because I honestly don't know what to name her. And it has to be a special name because I spent way too much money on her.
Run away with me, I make you feel alright.